Welcome, judges and innovators, to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really exciting, a revolutionary, commercially scalable tool built specifically for post-pandemic hospitality training. We'll be looking at an incredible innovation developed by the researchers over at University Technology Mara. It's called the Training Manual for Work-Based Learning, or ATraM WBL for short. If you're here at the SIDX 2026 exhibition evaluating the future of EdTech, well, you're in for a treat. This is basically a masterclass in how to take a massive industry-wide crisis and flip it into a highly structured, totally monetizable opportunity.
So, here's our quick roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the global crisis. Then we'll explore the ATraM solution, followed by its rigorous development process, and finally, we'll wrap up with the commercial impact. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. The Global Crisis.
90%. Just let that number sink in for a second. According to a 2020 UNESCO report, that is the staggering proportion of students globally who are hit by sudden educational closures. From primary schools all the way up to universities, it was practically overnight. Governments literally had to hit the brakes, enforcing strict isolation protocols. And, while prioritizing health was absolutely the right call, it created this immense, gaping vacuum in education.
Now sure, some majors could easily just pivot to a Zoom lecture, right? But hospitality education, it hit a massive brick wall. For a field that relies so incredibly heavily on face-to-face instruction, reading body language, and real-time problem solving, this crisis didn't just pause learning, it paralyzed it. I mean, think about it. You simply cannot learn how to manage a chaotic hotel lobby or, say, de-escalate a tense guest complaint just by sitting alone in your room reading a textbook. The industry was already bleeding, and suddenly the pipeline of fresh, capable talent they desperately needed for recovery was completely frozen. We needed an immediate structural pivot.
Which brings us to Section 2, the ATraM solution.
To bridge this massive operational gap, researchers at University Technology Mara stepped up and created ATraM for work-based learning. And what I love about this is that they weren't just looking for some temporary digital band-aid. No, they engineered a permanent upgrade to how hospitality training is done. ATraM is this highly organized tool designed to seamlessly connect academic theory with real-world practice, specifically for diploma and hotel management students during their 10-week industry attachments. But here is the real genius of the whole thing: its dual application. It is equally designed for industry practitioners to use as a standardized evaluation tool. It fundamentally changes how on-the-ground training is measured.
This manual literally leaves no stone unturned. It covers 4 absolutely essential modules. We're talking front office management, housekeeping, food and beverage management, and hospitality sales and marketing. It gives students and trainers detailed, logical, step-by-step procedures for all of these core areas. Whether it's nailing a complicated check-in at the front office, navigating the high-stress rush of food service, or running the complex laundry operations in housekeeping, it is totally exhaustive. It gives students this profound, top-to-bottom insight into what actually keeps a 5-star hotel running flawlessly.
To really understand the impact, let's compare the old way with the ATraM way. In the past, especially during the chaos of the pandemic, student attachments could be, well, a bit of a wild west. It was often unguided and hugely subjective, totally depending on which hotel or manager you happen to get assigned to. But the ATraM way, it completely changes the game. Instead of just throwing students into the deep end, it equips industry managers with specific, quantitative rubrics to fairly and accurately rate performance. It guarantees that a student working the front desk is evaluated with the exact same rigor as a student working in room maintenance: standardized, fair, and incredibly efficient.
Moving on to Section 3. Rigorous development.
An innovation that aims to literally redefine industry standards requires absolute academic and practical rigor. The inventors didn't just guess what the industry needed, they built it through a demanding 6-step process. Step 1 was all about gathering data on the ground, doing a real needs analysis with hotel managers and students. That directly informed the content development in Step 2. Then came Step 3, rigorous writing and editing to make sure the material was flawless. Step 4 brought in senior academic lecturers to tear it apart and provide feedback, leading right into a polished finalization in Step 5. And finally, Step 6 set up active, ongoing monitoring. That means this curriculum stays agile and can adapt to whatever the industry throws at it next.
So, the huge takeaway here is that this framework was heavily vetted. It wasn't just cooked up in some academic silo, right? Through intensive roundtable discussions with actual practicing hotel managers and collaborative multi-campus meetings across Puncak Alam, Pulau Penang, and Sabah, they pressure-tested this curriculum across totally different regional hospitality markets.
Add in the strict editorial review by senior academic experts, and you get a zero-defect premium publication that both universities and massive global hotel chains can trust with their eyes closed.
And that brings us to Section 4, Commercial Impact.
The proof is absolutely in the pudding here, and direct feedback shows just how well this works. One student literally said that the manual's incredible attention to detail made their 10-week attachment so much easier because every single expectation was just laid right out for them. Imagine being a student walking into a massive hotel for the first time. It's terrifying, but this tool empowers them to comprehend these highly technical operations systematically at their own pace. It strips away the anxiety and builds genuine, confident comprehension.
And actually, it's not just a hypothetical success story. The institutional scaling is happening as we speak. As of 2026, this innovation is actively thriving across multiple UITM campuses, specifically Terengganu, Penang, and Sabah. And look, getting geographically diverse campuses to align on a structured curriculum is notoriously difficult, but ATraM proved its out-of-the-box scalability almost immediately. It has effectively set a massive benchmark for other public and private universities looking for a plug-and-play solution to standardize their own hospitality programs.
Beyond just selling the physical manual, the strategic business value of this intellectual property is huge. The inventors are perfectly positioned to monetize this through chargeable consultation services, literally walking into other global institutions, auditing their training needs, and deploying this standardized content. Plus, it seamlessly aligns with the Malaysia Education Blueprint 26 to 2035. It actively delivers on the national goal of promoting lifelong learning and producing well-rounded, highly skilled graduates who are totally ready to thrive in a high-income economy. Talk about a win-win.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one vital thought. We've just seen how ATraM took the absolutely devastating disruptions of a global crisis and forged a rigorous, highly standardized, and commercially scalable solution for the entire hospitality sector. So, to the judges, innovators, and industry leaders here at CEDEX 2026, the question is no longer whether hospitality training needs this level of strict standard adherence. I think we can all agree it absolutely does. The real question is, who's going to adopt it next? Is your institution ready to standardize the future of hospitality training? Thank you so much for exploring this remarkable innovation with us today.